That there way, when she hits the wall, she flattens out, grips, and then she springs away with the twist, going the other way, forward, takes one up. Okay. And the same thing with like here, they come over, straight down the wall, just over the hand. The thing was, you stand where you're playing singles where you're standing. All right. I stay out here, you can watch everything I'm doing. But if I stay here, you ain't gonna see anything. But when I got the ball in front of me, sitting out here, you see the elbow going out. The ball's gonna break that way. You go to the left, and slide. And if I put a slider over there, the elbow comes in. And if it's over there, she's going to jump that way.
So you gently drop and then aim around.
Yeah. Let's see, it's on a slight angle.
Yeah.
If you don't get a full view of my wrist, like hers was, he's dropping the ball way out here. Bending over, and I knew where he was going to hit.
I can see if you could read the elbow.
He was out there, but he also used to extend himself a little too far forward when he was hitting. I never told him. He could have had more power if he would have hit in between, another 6-8 inches in, and he'd have got.
Well, you played with 3 speeds.
Yeah, right.
You had a very slow that you used.
Yeah, but just so that they thought, what the hell, no problem here, you know. And you greased it, and then once in a while, you let it fly.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's what you want. Okay. I guess you did.
Power in. Remove the body.
You had everything going together, like a golf.
Just like a guy in the boxing. So that the fire, you're just sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the guy goes roundhouse.
So essentially, most of your shots were shorter, quicker shots.
I always keep this
In tight?
Yeah, just like a fighter.
Like a golfer, too.
I don't know.
Okay, so you kept this in kind of tight? And that's how you got the power, by using the elbow in and using the elbow. You ever have tennis elbow?
One time I went to New York in 49, pulled a big muscle here, it rolled over. And I went to a chiropractor, and he come down in and really snapped right over. He says, don't play out there. You're ready to play out there. Which I did. I got the island. I was strong as a bull then. But that was 48-foot courts in New York City.
Big old courts, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I remember those. I played one at the New York AC.
Yeah, right.
38 inches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was the streetcar conductor that won? Ginty. I played, yeah.
Tom
Ginty, when it's later here. I played
Yeah, I did, but those went on the way. And I played on there. We took a group of fellows from Bummer.
too well.
Oh.
We'll go back and get your motion again. You can serve a few more. Sure. We'll go up and talk about it again.
I'm gonna E again.
Okay, but E, no E dash dash F? My right eye isn't good enough to read that. It's E something, isn't it?
Hold on. Here, talk to him right now. Why don't you get a little conversation?
Well, I'm mostly concerned with how you did it, what you did, and how you 45 down angle. Either way, you took it at 45 down.
Get up here, get in front of me. Turn the hand. All right, come down this way. Okay.
turn it on and we'll just chat here a little bit.
Where do you play at?
I play at the Union League Club in Chicago or at the Elgin YMCA once in a while.
Perfect.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you back at the plant.
All right,
Walter,
Susan.
it's good to meet you.
All
Take
right.
care of yourself. And
I have
get you
a
a
daughter-in-law
video.
named Susan and a granddaughter named
Turn around
Susan.
so we can get you on tape there.
Yeah, I got my back.
Come on, get in here.
No, no, it's good to meet you.
All right,
You look well,
likewise.
and
You're so-
take care, okay?
You're very
It's been a
fine
thrill.
to do business with.
We'll see you a
This is
little
my
later.
first time at this.
All right.
I'll see you
You did a
back.
good job.
Okay, thanks.
Well, I'll just for the camera, I'm Chuck Emmert, and I'm here in Buffalo.
Is that taking the sound?
Should be. And
No.
I'm here with Walter Plekan, and we were just down in the court. Trying to get on tape the way Walter used to hit the ball. A couple things he's told me to start out with is that he used horsehide gloves exclusively, and he also used a double thickness. He would cut up a pair of gloves and glue the thickness of one glove onto the other, on the beginning of the other, or on the inside of the other. So he ended up with, on the hitting side of the glove, with two thicknesses of horsehide. I guess that's right. That's what I'm saying. And he hit the ball, which I find extremely interesting. These gloves have been, he's taken them off. Why don't you put the gloves on and we'll use the motion and show how you did this. While he's doing that, Walter is 73 years old. He was our first USHA national champion in singles in 1951. He won the juniors in the 30s. He won 2 national Y tournaments. He was between second and fourth in about 8 AAU tournaments. And for a couple years, he was second or third in the other USHA tournaments. He also played against Plekan, and he came very, very close to beating Plekan as a very young man. And Plekan has commented about what a great talent he was. And but some very unique things that Walter had that I heard about, why I wanted to see how he hit the ball. Maybe you can show us now, Walter, where you put the ball in position in the glove and how you hit it.
Right there, and with your wrist cocked. And as you're making contact with the ball, you're sweeping down at a 45-degree angle and snapping your wrist.
So you really got the ball really in the first 2 fingers with the thumb as a guide and the other 2 as a guide.
Just like a baseball pitcher pitching a baseball. That's the only way he can throw the ball, was his wrist. If you try to throw it with the ball in the palm of the hand, you don't get enough force behind the throw. But the wrist controls the power.
It's in the wrist.
In the wrist.
So anyway, you got the ball here in the fingers.
Right, yes.
And it caught it in between the thumb and the other 2
Right,
fingers.
just like so.
Right. Now what you've also told me is that generally on the serve, you tried to keep the elbow in.
Right.
But you also dropped the ball and kept your opponent to the back on an angle where he really couldn't see which way you did it.
That's right.
You kind of blocked it around so that whatever you did there, your body wouldn't show it. You kept this pretty well in, the elbow.
I would change or make up my mind at the last split second of which way I was going to serve the ball, whether with a reverse or a hook, and different speeds that I thought I would utilize in order to keep the opponent off balance.
You said you used 3 speeds.
Right,
yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a slow and a medium and a hard
Right,
shot.
yeah, right.
And you kept varying them a lot?
Yeah, the fast speeds was to show the heavy hitters that I could hit it
if you had to.
If I had to hit it. So I couldn't see hitting the ball all day long like that. Because the harder you hit it, the less accurate you are.
Coupled with that the guys gradually would get their timing set.
Well, certainly, they latch onto it, and I played a fellow from New York City from Vic Hershowitz YMCA, Bill I can't think of his name, but he won a national AAU title years afterwards. But I beat him for the New York State Championship. When I first played him, I never seen a boy hit a ball so hard in my life. And I says, how the hell am I going to get, behind it? So I put my, instead of standing about 3 foot from the back wall, I put my rear against the back wall. I got 3 more.
To get him more time to
yeah, right. It. But then I got onto him, and then I went through him the next 2 games. But I never saw anybody hit a ball like that. My gosh.
I'm trying to think anything else we could say to describe how you played and the way you played. I guess that fairly well covers it.
Well, I would play in spurts. I would be contented to play even handball for 3 or 4 points where my opponent doesn't run a series of points. And then when I figured time to spurt a little bit, I would snap into the serves and try to get a run 3, 4, 5 points in a row. It's like with Hershkowitz, I ran 5 consecutive points off in the final game. And
just on the serve, probably.
Just on the serve, that's right.
He's known as the best server that ever was, but he never bothered you anyway.
No, he made 1 serve, 1 point in 3 games on his service.
Really?
Yeah. That's right.
In the nationals you're talking about? Yeah.
It's in the finals.
In the finals?
Yeah, really? My was keeping track of it. And, like I told you before, I knew what he was doing.
You could read his.
Right, so, and I wasn't attempting to shoot the shot in for a kill or nothing. I just
make the return
on it. Get him out of that front court because he was the best front court player that ever played handball. He had the best 2 hands of anybody. And if you didn't get him out of there, you had no chance of beating him. But if you moved him back, then it's another ball game.
He played so much one wall too. I don't think he was really good off the back wall.
No.
Because he was such a strong one wall player and 3 wall.
His back wall game was actually his weakness. He would shoot regardless. He would shoot for a kill instead of looking where a man was or trying to place him, pass him or something like that. As a result, he lost a lot of points. Just carelessness.
Trying to go for the kill.
Everything for the kill. And if you let a man shoot from 35 foot away, I'll let him shoot all day.
Because you could retrieve mostly.
Because I was moving before he hit the ball. I had great periphery vision, and when I hit the ball, I knew who my opponent was, and I always let a certain alley look inviting to him to hit to. So I forced him to hit into there actually, because I used the angle going away from it, so if he tried to pass me on the other side, it would go to the front wall and hit the side wall up close to me. He never could go drive all the way down. If I was trying to cover the right, and then shoot to the left. In fact, it didn't make no difference when he went to the left. I had a good defensive left hand, and I had good direction, and I made a lot of points with my left hand.
I think you commented to me that Joe Platek was the best player you ever saw.
Joe was the best. He was the best condition and everything else.
Was he a good kill shot player, or just
Joe?
Just drive you in the ground, I suppose.
He was driving you in the ground, and then when he had you, then he put you away for keeps. I had him 15-3 out in San Francisco. I was a cocky kid, and I said, "So what the hell?" I said, "Nothing to this game here." But that was a big court there. It was 46 foot.
Oh, it was in the 46 foot?
Yeah. So I said, well, I'm going to save my serves and show him I could volley with him. Well, that was the biggest mistake I ever made. Volleying with Joe Platek was like trying to walk into Graziano,
Yeah, he was really something.
Oh, he was a...
You told me a little about when you and Gus lost to Platek and Quinn.
Quinn, right.
I think you said you served a whole bunch of
17 serves to Quinn. I made on aces.
And what happened? Joe came over and took over the whole court to save it, huh?
No, what happened, we had, it was going, I think it was 21-20 the second game, and Joe served the ball, and he was in the center of the court. I was on the left, and he was serving, going to serve to Gus, but he shot through. The serve went through his legs, and he jumped away, and I grabbed the ball, because I figured it's a hitter ball. And I think with Joe Gordon from California, he was refereeing up there, and he called it a point. And I got pretty teed off. I chased him around the club there. They shut a few doors out of me.
Well,
But anyhow, that was the story. But Joe was so tired out from that match that when he played Lefty Coyle,
yeah.
all Coyle did was just lob the ball to Joe.
Lobbed it high left, everything high left, I suppose.
So high right.
High right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Joe was a left-hander.
Oh, he was?
Oh,
I
sure.
thought
No. Strictly left-hander.
So Lefty lobbed everything high right, and Joe was
and he cut
exhausted.
the balls off, shot in. Otherwise, he'd have never beat Joe.
Oh, you mean Lefty cut it off? Well, he
Yeah.
was one of the best cutoff
That's right,
shots I ever saw in my
right,
life.
That's right.
I played with Lefty quite a few times.
Yeah.
He had incredibly fast hands.
But Joe was real tired there. He never had too much of a chance, actually. And actually, I tried playing singles and doubles, and it's stupid. Because
You did it a lot, didn't you? You wish you hadn't.
you don't have anything left for yourself. You know what I mean?
You said, I think in your list, I'm trying to remember, who did you have as the second best player? Herskowitz? Or
Herskowitz, yes.
was
Yeah.
the second one you'd ever seen?
Yeah.
And who was it next? Snyder?
Snyder and Paul Haber.
Yeah. Did you watch Paul play some?
He was a smart ball player.
Oh, I'll
He
say.
changed the whole game of handball for 10 years in there.
Yeah.
He made everybody hit overhand instead of underhand.
How did you rate Brady?
Brady was a good two-handed player, rough boy.
Rough boy, yeah.
Yeah. He'd bounce in the court, and you'd have to bounce him too, you know, in order to get a little respect back from him.
You lost in the semis or finals to Gus Lewis. That's the one time you hit the wall with your hip and had to quit the tournament.
Yeah, that was in Frisco. We were going into the semifinals, both in the singles and the doubles. I told Gus, I said, let's play it smart. Play one game for here, for singles. And I said, we can win the doubles, I says.
Yeah.
I didn't have no doubts there. I said, but one of us can go into the singles fresh. And he said, no, he said he wanted to play
Both ways.
I said, okay. I said, just remember, I said, before we come out here, I shut you out about 6 times. Hey, so I didn't play that hard, but he won the first game, so I stepped it up a little bit and won the second game. And we were playing the third game. It was a wet spot over on the right side wall about the short line. It was pretty hot at the time there. And I ran for the ball, my foot hit, and I ran into it and turned my hip. And I couldn't move my leg anymore.
Was that the hip you had replaced later?
Yeah.
That was?
Yeah.
So it could have been a result of that old injury that
A little
started
bit,
it.
yeah, right. But what happened was we played doubles, and we were like fishing a glass bowl for Coyle and Linz, I guess it was. They just ate us up. And Angelo Trulio ate up Gus.
Why is that? Because Gus was exhausted, or?
No, Gus.
Was this in a big court?
Yeah.
Oh.
Gus didn't know nothing about it. Angelo loves a big court.
Right. He could run and run and run forever.
I bet $10 on Angelo.
Did it? Yeah. Well, you played a lot with Gus. Did you play with him in Buffalo?
Oh yeah. We were doubles champs here, but I had no problem with singles. No way.
Yeah, I knew that.
I shut him out too many times.
You didn't play Kenny Schneider that often, did you?
No, I played Kenny, New York. I beat him in New York in the semifinals, and I lost to him in the finals at 50 in Chicago at the Town Club. And that was the only 2 times that he met.
I always regarded Kenny as probably one of the smartest players I
Kenny was a
ever
good
saw.
smart player, but it seemed like
He run out of gas a little bit.
well, that plus the fact that if you went shoulder to shoulder with him,
And crowding a little bit. And
no, if you knew he couldn't do nothing with you just keep looking at him, you'd have to outstare him, you know what I mean? Just like two fighters when they look at each other before they fight. I didn't think he wanted to work that hard. But he had two good hands. He was a smart ball player.
I played a lot of doubles with him later on, and I think he was one of the smartest.
He was.
And he was, he never, you never saw him have a hand error. I mean, everything was returned flawlessly and right where he wanted it.
He had a good serve, good ball, hooks. And, well, he come from New York City. He was a good ball player. That's why when I beat him at New York Athletic Club, I was kind of surprised myself because I beat him on the big court, which I shouldn't have beaten him. But I just threw the slider down the left wall on the ball, not the side wall, and I stepped up and I took the ball out of the air on him. And I know he wasn't gonna. That was 48 foot long. And,
I played in that court.
Yeah.
I remember it.
Yeah, so,
I was lost in there. But let's say, so if you ranked the players now, you would rank as Platek number 1, Herskowitz number 2, Snyder number 3?
Snyder and Paul Haber.
Paul Haber, yeah. How about Jacobs?
I never played with Jimmy. I seen him play, and I don't think he would have been as hard to play as those other fellows were. Because he had a different type of game that he could latch on.
Well, he was also very effective in glass and hitting high on the glass.
I couldn't. The first time I played in Chicago, when I told you at 50, sidewall glass up there. The fellow would just move his shoulder, and I was a great fly ball killer. And the ball come off the wall. I'm getting ready to hit a ball there, and the ball come off the glass and hit me here. It was skid a little bit. See, that's right.
Of course, when Jimmy played a lot, then you were back into full walls of glass instead of just the top. The town club was just up at the high part of the court.
Yeah, that's where he played. But after that, I didn't bother looking up there. I let the ball come down to where the wall started. So I had a background for the ball. That made all the difference in the world.
How about Lefty Coyle? I always thought he was probably one of the great doubles players.
He was a smart ball player.
He had incredibly fast hands, and he could squeeze them out in the corners.
It was a good athlete.
Deceptive.
Yeah.
And how about Sam Haber? You must have played against him.
Haber hit the hardest ball I ever seen anybody hit. My hands hurt.
Really?
Hitting the ball back after he hit it.
Oh, you mean returning his ball hurt your hands?
That's right. I never played with anybody like that. I said, what the hell? They felt like stones.
I heard that Haber, I never got to play him in a tournament or anything. He wore off the size of his gloves to get the ball so low to the floor.
Well, yeah, he had a good sweep with his left hand. And a lot of his shots skipped it too.
Well, that's what I heard. He hit it. He took it right down against the floor, and he hit it so hard and so low that he wore the gloves out here.
He could whip it.
And you didn't really know if it touched the ground at the short line or went all the way without touching.
That's right. A lot of times the guys refereeing
couldn't tell.
They couldn't tell he hit the point because Haber wasn't about to give you nothing. If he got something for free, he took it. But I remember running into Paul. He was a little kid at the time, and he asked me to play a little, like hit a couple with him. I said, sure, come on in. And he had his father's gloves on. They were about that too long on him. So we hit a couple balls in one of the courts over at the town club there.
But he really hit the hardest ball you've ever seen, even harder than Platek or anybody.
Oh, yeah. No, Platek. None of those guys come close to it. Even Herskowitz
didn't have the power.
No. Not like Haber had that wrist snap. And it was like a snake. Smack. And
how about his hops? He had a great hops.
No, not particularly.
He just hit it hard.
Yeah. He had a more of a line drive serve.
Well, he played most of his doubles with Kenny, didn't he? Wasn't it?
Started with Kenny, and I forgot what another Jewish fellow he played with. They won a few tournaments.
think it was.
You remember Buddy Christensen? I know you played with him.
Christensen, yeah, right.
And I don't know if you remember my old partner, Don Kenlon. He played in Detroit.
Yeah,
Short fellow was
stocky.
stocky.
Yeah, right.
Hit the ball real hard.
There was a priest there around Chicago. He was at one of those tournaments there. And he used to hit that ball pretty hard. I don't know who it was, but I used to see him when he came down to the locker room. He had a bum leg, a knee or something. And he'd get a rub down there, but I watched him up there, boy, he really swinged that ball.
Yeah. Who, Rodemarkel, you remember?
George Rodemarkel, yeah, right.
I thought he was a very smart right side player.
Right, George was a good ball player, but he never was aggressive enough.
No, but when I saw him play, he just never made any mistakes.
Yeah, well,
he got the ball where he wanted it.
That's right.
He was steady. He had a lot of good kill shots. He always seemed to put the ball where he wanted it to. He was another guy that, my impression was, didn't make any ender. But tell me about Brady a little bit. I got to play against him once and saw him in a couple games, but I saw him less than the other guys.
Yeah.
Very impressed with him. He had that straight arm left.
Straight arm, and he kept you out of the way until he swung it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And in a tight situation, he'd serve past his legs. And it was actually a shadow, but they got called half he got.
Oh, I see.
So he got the percentage out of it. You got nothing out of it. But he had a ball. He
with that funny stiff arm left, he could fake out a lot of people and dump it with.
Yeah, well,
he had a funny
he was used to playing out in the San Francisco Olympic Club. That was a 46-footer. And Jack Clements was a good ball player out there, but he was too fancy.
You know, I noticed some of your record. You beat Sam Atkinson twice.
Once.
And
I only played him 39 at Toledo.
In the Y tournament?
That's right, the finals.
Was he late in his career then, Sam Atkinson?
No, not actually. He won a few after that, I guess.
Really?
But
you beat him in that tournament.
Yeah, he said something to me. We were playing, something about a kid or something like that. He says, I says, you ain't gonna win today. He says, it's my turn. Because the year before I blew it against Schrenko.
Oh, you told me that. Schrenko in St. Louis.
Yeah.
You lost to him. What happened there?
Well, no, we played in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Schrenko was from St. Louis.
Yeah.
But it was a hot day up there. Gloves are real wet, so he took off one glove. And he was hitting with one hand, and the ball hit, scoot down the wall.
How'd they allow him to do that?
Hey.
They let a lot of things go.
How'd they allow Hershkowitz to sit for an hour in
between the second and third game
That's
against
right.
him?
10 minutes, it should have been all over with. And when we come in the court, he just sat in the back wall. And Werman forced me to start the serve. I said,
who?
What? I said, Werman. He was National AU chairman.
Oh.
And he was been a referee. He never refereed a game in his life. And I got the business there. I know that. But I says, what am I going to serve? You don't want to play. So I bent over to pick the ball up. It was rolling on the floor, and I got up, and my leg cramped, and I went to the floor. And then when I went to the floor, the other leg cramped because I'm playing on the large courts.
Well, they allowed him to leave the court for an hour between the second and third game?
Yeah, you only supposed to get 10 minutes maximum.
Right, I remember that.
And I wanted to go back in, and nobody come around. The referee never came around and enforced the rule.
Which year was this?
49.
49?
Yes.
Where at?
New York Athletic Club.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
That was on the big court again.
That's right. And when I was on the floor, I think this Dr. Coleman from Chicago. I don't know.
Dr. Coleman, I never heard of
C.C.
him.
Coleman, he had an office over on Michigan Avenue. He was a real nice guy. And I said, give me a shot. Give me a shot. The cramps out of me. I was referring to a needle. And one of the guys from the athletic club down, he ran to the locker room and came back with a water glass full of scotch. Here, they give me their drink. I don't drink scotch. I didn't care for whiskey at all. I like a beer, you know.
Yeah.
But then after a while, I sat there for about 20 minutes. They taped me up. I looked like, what the hell, Boris Karloff, that monster deal, you know. Like,
All taped up to go in and play the third
holy
game.
Christ. That was so...
You didn't have any trouble with Gus. I'd heard that from a number of people.
never.
Gus was unbelievably fast. He had a real good right hand.
Yeah, but you know what the difference
But you could
is?
fake it.
I'd hold a shot the last split second.
You got to get him going one way.
Yeah, you break his knee action. Once he committed himself, ball went the other way.
So what you did against Gus, you were always able to fake
Let
it.
him run. I can't stop that. But I kept him
He
on.
was
I
awfully
kept him on the
fast.
string.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Incredibly fast.
he got a straight run for it, but I always kept myself between him and the ball.
Wouldn't that be called blocking?
No.
Oh, okay.
You got a part of that court belongs to you too. If I'm standing there and you're here, and you hit me the ball here, and I take the ball and I hit it on that side, or hit it soft.
Oh yeah, okay.
You have to go this way or this way, but you
Yeah.
can't go through me. Yeah, as long as I don't move into your path. But I'm there before you even start.
Well, they've changed the rules a little on that, Walter, in the last 20 years, so that they now make you move out of the way so that the guy is entitled to it. No, I remember
Oh,
those days.
Christ, well, hey, you get more tired than the guy that's chasing the ball than getting out of his way.
I know, but that's, I can remember the good old days when you had to go around unless it was right no other way, yeah.
All the years I played there, everybody was satisfied with that type of system.
Yeah, sure.
There was no complaints, because it's different if you start to run and I took a step
Yeah,
across, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Sure, then I'm blocking you out. Hey, but if I'm on one side and you're over here and I hit the ball out that way,
Oh, and then you change direction, you mean?
That's right.
What you're saying is once you've committed yourself to going this way, once you've started that way and then you go the other way, that's his problem.
That's
No,
right.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
a lot of times a guy come running in and you pass him on a line drive, he turns around and he runs into you. Well, that's
Yeah.
for the birds, you know, if the ball is that high.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Sure.
I remember when this Terry Muck, I refereed a match between him and that Pat
Kirby?
Kirby.
Oh, that must have been a match.
Yeah, and Muck looked up at me and he says, I could have got that ball. I said, not in this ball game you wouldn't. Hey, he was out of it. There's no, Kirby let that ball fly about that high, cleared the short line on the line drive, and Terry turned around and I said, you can't run into the man. I said, the man left you that much open between him and the wall. You didn't go through there. You
I see what you're
You
saying.
were going right for him, looking for a hindrance.
Didn't Kirby, or doesn't he have the most unbelievable swing you've ever seen?
He's got that Irish whip like
Irish whip.
Ginty has.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
yes.
remember, I played Tom Ginty
Well,
Sr.,
did you ever see him? Yeah.
but he was older then, and he didn't have the power when I saw him.
I seen him when I played him that time in New York. He took a ball from about at least the 40-foot mark.
In the big court, yeah.
Or maybe a little longer. Out of the air. Whoom, right into the goal. That big left-hand swing of his.
What, did you have much trouble, well, in Buffalo, where you played, it was mostly the 20 by 40 by 20?
Yeah, right. Well, our ceiling wasn't no 20.
No.
We
it was a
had
lower
about
ceiling.
14 foot, 15 foot.
Okay,
That's-
but you really started and played most
Fly
of your
ball
handball
kill.
on. So that's why you became a fly ball killer,
Oh,
mostly
yeah.
because of the lower ceiling?
and we had the fastest court in the country.
Now, what happened to you when you went to the big court? That had to be a heck of a change.
You had to adapt.
That wasn't easy. I tried it a couple
No.
of times. I didn't.
Well, this one fellow, Lance Zepp's father, Al, he went.
Al Zepp?
Yeah, he
from
went.
Buffalo.
Yeah, he went to New York City to play on the New York Athletic Club at that same time I was down there.
Mhm.
He couldn't even hit the front wall. Okay.
Yeah, I had a little of that myself.
Yeah, everything, the bounce, you know, your eyes were.
But it didn't bother you too much to go from one to the
it
other?
didn't bother. But what I had to do was, I had to change type of speed I was hitting the ball and everything else, because I wasn't about to bang a ball in there, because I know I was the last.
No, I hadn't heard the name Lance Zepp for years.
He had two beautiful hands too.
And his dad was a good player, right?
Yeah, but Lance was a better player. Yeah.
You played against both of them, I suppose.
Lance could have been a good ball player if he had more heart. In fact, just before...
Well, he won the juniors several times.
Yeah, right, because
as I remember.
He was a terrific fly ball, and off the back ball he was terrific too. And he had two nice natural hands. But the thing with Lance, you had to keep the ball up right here.
Oh, did you? Yeah. I noticed you did that with some of your soft serves.
That's right.
You kept the ball up in here.
You caught a couple when the ball came back up to here.
Yeah.
It was from here, came back to here.
You didn't like to let them have it lower where they get a lot of power on it.
That's right.
So you kept it up right about chest high, wherever you could, or shoulder high.
That's right. And after a while, as the game progressed, I served lower and let him
change it.
Yeah, chase him.
You got a mayor here, I just heard today, that plays. He played a lot of handball.
Yeah, he's a good ball player.
Is he?
Yeah, not A quality or nothing, but good club player. Yeah.
Did you ever play him in the old days? Or no?
I don't think I might have gone and hit a few balls with him. Yeah.
Well, he's much younger.
Yeah, he's in his 60s, I guess.
Well, I heard he was in his low 50s.
50s? Could be, I don't know. I'm trying to make everybody
you know him.
Yeah, I know Jimmy well.
Who were some of the top Buffalo players? Gus and yourself and who else?
Sammy Sowers, he was a national NCAA champion also. Sally Newman, he won either an AU junior title. And Harold Schrutt, he was ranked 5th the year I won it. He beat Jacobs in 5th place.
Oh, did he, Jimmy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we had about 10 players here that if we were to go to any one club in particular, I think we could win a match, you know. And we were all competitive. Everybody played hard while we're playing.
And you played in those days at the old Buffalo Athletic Club?
No.
At the Y?
At the Y, originally. Then I went over to the athletic club out in 48. I stayed there till 71 till it sold over to the Winters. But the downtown Y was the hub of the handball activity. We used to go to Cleveland and play a game. In Cleveland, they had a couple nice ball players. Hensvik and Goudreau, they were national AU handball champions. Joe Gordon came through with Andy Berry. They won in Washington. They were coming back to California on exhibition tours to pick up expense money. We played them in Buffalo. My partner Rocky LePen and I, we went after and we kicked them. I hit Gordon in the stomach so many times. I looked at him, I said, boy, I got it made today. Because, well...
he was a heavy player. Yeah.
He was smart too if you let him
get into it.
do it, you know, but if you made him move his feet away, chase the ball, it was another ball game. So he was strictly another guy that was underhand swinger, you know.
Had trouble with the overhand.
Oh yeah, but
in your time, they didn't use the ceiling ball nearly as much, did they?
No. Well, we had that. I told you, 14-foot ceiling. And we had a big Irishman there, Bill Frawley. Oh, he was a smart sucker. I used to sit in the balcony and watch him. He stood in the center of that court. And watching. Everybody else was running. He wasn't.
Yeah.
That's for me.
Make him run.
Control the ball.
Yeah.
But he had long arms on him too. Yeah. Oh, he couldn't swing like this overhand. No way. But underhand, he could whip. Sam Atchison was the same thing underhand.
How about Platter? Did he handle overhand and underhand pretty well?
Yeah, oh yeah. Joe was all the way around. Yeah.
Snyder could too.
Yeah, right.
You went into much more overhand players later.
Today, it's a big part of the game, overhand swing.
Yeah. Of course, your courts are different.
Yeah.
I guess that's a lot of rubber. How do you think some of those guys would do today against the kids now on these glass courts and the rest of them, if they were in their prime, went in there?
I would have difficulty because the glass bothered me. My eyes would detect any motion behind the glass, where they had the, seats and things like that around. A ball would come split, and the guy would move instinctively there, you know. And
I just thought of a name I wanted to throw at you. Dewey Southern.
yeah, that's the one who happened down in Houston, Texas.
What's that?
He was in my bracket, and Kendler swung him out of there and put Gus Lewis in my bracket.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I know Dewey well. Dewey was a good ball player.
I heard that. He was a national gymnast champion.
Yeah.
Don Kendall used to tell me that he was a showboat like nobody ever saw. He'd go after a ball, he'd run her off the side and do a backflip coming down. And he got so interested in the gymnastics, he forgot handball half the time.
But he was a good ball player.
Well, I read in the issue where he won it that year that he lost like 21-20 to some real top players. He always got close but never beat them, right?
Yeah, well, but when I saw the draw, we went out for lunch. Hey, when I come back, it's changed. Now, I got three out of the four
In your bracket?
in my bracket. Hey, it was Gus, then Herskowitz, then I ran into Brady. Brady only had Snyder.
So he only had one tough match
That's
to
all.
play to go to the
That's right. So I
That's when you and Bob Kendler had a few words, huh? Over that whole, because
Well,
he changed it?
yeah, but we had more than that in Detroit.
What happened there?
Well, he agreed to pay my expenses and everything, and he even got Gus on the phone to vouch his honesty and all that, and don't worry and all that. We got there, I seconded the runaround, so Wednesday, I played 2 days. I packed up told my wife, I said, wow, we get the hell out of here.
You're going to leave.
I was going down in the elevator already. He saw me, so he come running over. I told him, I said, look, Bob, look, crap here. I said, I got enough of this double talk. Schaufelberger, I know, remember Al Schaufelberger?
Sure.
He was a good, honest guy, but he was behind his times as far as allowing expenses for a tournament. All of us players knew that if you won the big tournament, you get all your expenses paid. See? That was a goal for you to shoot for. And so there, he says, no, he says, Kendler isn't going to contribute anything to you. He says, you're going to get regular AAU allowance, you know. And I said, well, what the hell? I said, I took 10 days off from my job. I says, I'm coming down here. I says, what do you want me to do, entertain you? I said, come on, smart enough. I said, I'm a working man.
Yeah.
I said, I ain't asking for much. I says, pay my expenses, and I said, I'm more than happy. In fact, the athletic club, they paid my expenses a couple of times, but at that particular time, and I turned the money back to them because I told them, I said, I got enough expense money coming. And you don't find too many ball players returning the money back to them. But I played it on the up and up. And that was it.
Tell me about the match you played with Herskowitz when you won the first title there. Tell me about that. You split, right?
Yeah, game apiece.
A game apiece.
And then we were going nip and tuck through a third game, and I was ahead of him, 15, 14, or 16 to 15 it was, right? Those last 5 points.
So you served out?
I served out, yeah. We
Aces or just
well, a few aces and a couple of cutoff shots for kills.
Yeah.
What I did, previous to that, we put each other out and just more or less stall. And I figured, well, I feel good right now, third game, so I put more zip on to my shots, and I let them go live.
Well, I heard so much about your hops. Even Phil Collins said you had the best hops. I've heard him quoted best hops.
A lot of boys had good hops, Chuck, but they were misdirected.
Yeah, they had to be in the right spot.
That's right, and you had to have the ball working for you. See, a lot of them, I seen them break 4 foot, but didn't do them any good. If you knew how to handle it. See?
Yeah, if they could read it, and you knew how to
That's right,
anticipate
sure,
what you said
yeah.
for it. What'd you think of Sloan and Collins? Were you around when they were dominating, or was that after?
Just that we had those two up for an exhibition match at the athletic club here. They came up and they played, and very good doubles. Yeah, 2 good ball players. Johnny Sloan, he was another one there. He was an underhand player. See, if you went to the overhand with him, like some of the other guys would do now, it would be another ball.
Of course, Collins had that
He was a lengthy
real
boy.
hard, big hop serve. Of course, you could read it, I guess.
Yeah.
You never played against Phil, did you?
No, I was going to play him when I drove my boy to college down there at Indiana there at Tri-State. And then I told the wife, I said, let's run up to Chicago. It's only 100 miles away, I think it was, something like, maybe less than that. So we went up there, and I run into Phil Collins, and I made arrangements to play with him that evening. In the meantime, we had to look for a motel to get in, so we went into a nice one. It looked real good, but we got in there, it was loaded with roaches, and my wife screamed. She said, don't open the suitcase, the damn things will get in there. She's definitely scared of
took
it.
off. Yeah.
So I went down, I canceled, I told the lady, she said, I'll send somebody up there, fumigate. I said, no, I said, my wife wouldn't be pleased. And all that there, I couldn't get anything else around there. Somebody got me into that there hospital right near the athletic club there. Somebody knew somebody.
Well, you stayed there?
Yeah, and I think the room was, I don't know, about $15 a night or something like that. There was nice and clean in there and that. And in the meantime, I never got back to Phil Collins, and I think he got a little ticked on me, but I don't blame him. But with all the things happening, I actually couldn't do it. Then the next day, we went back home.
Did you only play Joe Platic once in singles?
Yeah, I worked out with him when we went to.
Were you in service with him?
No. I was only in service a short time. I got
Your feet?
honorable discharge. Yeah.
Because of your feet?
Yeah, they swelled up on me, and I couldn't even get into the shoes.
You have a bone spur on both feet.
Both heels and both
Both
ankles,
heels.
they were.
Ankles too?
Yeah.
I'd heard you had bone spurs
Yeah,
on your
both.
heels.
Yeah.
You got that from jumping out of a second story window when you were a kid?
Yeah. I fractured one. You can. Well, I can show.
Okay. But anyway.
The thing is, when you're a kid, see here, everything is all flooded, ruptured out.
But you're all scars around there.
Well, yeah, see one here a little too. But I had a lot of fractures there when they were looking at my, the X-rays. Yeah, said, they're ever broken. I said, no.
Is in service? Is in service? You
Yeah.
said? Go ahead. Sorry. You had a lot of small fractures.
Yeah. So the fellow, the physical director over at the playground, he taped up my feet that one day when I jumped out of the window. My mother and father grounded me, and we had a ball game that night. So I went to the back.
Go ahead. Yes. So that's how you did it to the
Yeah.
And the hip, you kind of hit the wall, and it started going downhill from there. Huh?
Yeah, and other excessive playing and all that. But the ball, the fulcrum was lopped right off there. It was about 1/3 flat.
Why? Just
Wore out.
Okay.
And the socket was all chewed up.
Yeah.
Because he said he never saw a case like that. The orthopedic doctor that I had, Dr. Opitz, he was one of the best in the eastern part of the United States. So,
Have you been around to see any of the tournaments and the modern players much?
no,
You haven't been around?
I wanted to go see that Alvarez one time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I I don't know where it was. I never got around to it.
These guys play a real high velocity ball, you know.
They hit it.
They really hit it.
Yeah.
And of course, they don't fly kill as much as they used to be. They go back at everything, hit it around until they get their shot and movie.
Well,
But they do everything.
a back wall shot, you should be able to put 4 out of 5 away. A good ball player. So, like you say, you're looking for the shot. You get back there. If you can't get 4 out of 5, you're not going to beat any of the better boys. But a lot of times, you know, I found out.
I'd heard you had a real good back wall shot.
Yeah, you don't have to kill a ball to make a point.
No.
No, you can hit it that high and
You
make
put
a
it in the
point.
right place.
That's right. It's like I told you. I'm there and you're here. And if you're shooting for the bottom, you only shoot with a 10% miss.
Yeah.
If I shoot that high, I'm increasing my percentage to 30% already.
Right.
So I always base everything on percentages.
How did you like singles versus doubles? How'd you
Oh, no comparison.
feel? You love singles all
Yeah,
the
well,
way.
you got the action. Doubles, you gotta wait.
Yeah, but it's a kill shot game in doubles too. It's strategy, kill shot. Singles, you had to do
Yeah,
all
but-
of that work.
But the thing is, in doubles,
Two great single players usually don't make a good doubles team.
no.
They're fighting each other too
You gotta know what to let fly on angle shots off the walls. Okay, like on the right hand side, I tell my partner, anything goes, hits the side wall by the short line coming out, I want you to come back. Because then I can fade back and I keep going back, and if they start moving in, I give them 3 wall shot around or into the ceiling.
Right.
Okay? Or usually, once in a while, right straight down the center, about that high. And you'll be surprised nobody covers that area.
I saw Brady hit a lot of that, where people are going to, he'd put it right down the center.
That's right.
He could put that shot in anytime he wanted to. It was amazingly effective. You use that too a lot then. Of course, if they started going back, then you dumped it.
Dumped it, sure. Then I wait till the last possible second to hit the ball. And I'll look all over the place.
Yeah.
And
How did you work out being able to hit it so late? How did you do it? Well, I think I've heard that
Well,
you
you
hit
gotta
it
have the confidence that you can hit the ball. Like I said, my periphery was extraordinary, and I'd always try to keep my eye where the hell the other guy is.
Yeah.
And I basically I always would hit away from where he is. A fellow that's running for a ball cannot hit a ball as good as the guy's set.
Yep.
So the logic, you know, continues on that way. But then if I see him dropping back, I could take a ball from my shoulder, shoot,
Poke it, kind of poked it
I
down.
could have a good snap on it, and I could get it, I could lay it down that high with a big percentage of wins.
Did you try to hop that kind of a shot very often, or just hit
No.
it straight? That's when you just hit straight.
Yeah, I could pick the ball up on a rise. That's the best shot I've had. Ball
Taking
come
it
down
up.
on a fast rise and step into it. Boom.
Yeah.
I could catch the corner or anything I
And
wanted.
you always caught it right in here,
Yeah.
these 3 fingers.
Just like I'm holding the ball right there.
It's like a baseball player pitches, you
Yes,
say.
that's right, sure.
And you learned to do that as a kid? Probably, or?
No, kid, we just went straight hand.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about wrists.
When did you develop this kind of 3-finger
And
shot?
when we went to the Y, playing 4-ball handball, I started hitting like I did when I was a kid, but you weren't getting nothing in a little course. You were just poking the ball back and forth, you know, and then you close your fist.
Did you use much fist in your time? Defensive left. Use a lot of fist.
I could go down that wall,
Yeah.
that close all the way down.
Well, you poke the fist with a reverse.
He could take one step here, and I put the ball right back right between him and the wall.
Yeah. Fist ball.
Yeah, I had good control of it.
Yeah. You didn't fist with the right hardly at all.
No.
Never with the right. Just with a kind of a punch left.
That was
and
the
you
money
can-
man.
Yeah. The right. Yeah.
Yeah. But I made a lot of points with this.
Did you serve at all with your left? You never did. And you did some killing with your left, but it was a soft kill, usually left corner. So
line drives with a fist on returning a serve.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to catch their serves a lot.
With a fist ball lift?
Oh, yeah.
And punch it in the
Oh,
corner?
yeah, right in straight.
Yeah?
I caught Herskowitz with it a lot of times. Because I was using his force.
To get it back, yeah.
Sure.
He hit it.
He hit it
Herskowitz
here,
hit it off.
my
He
leg
had a
was
lot of
braced.
power, Herskowitz.
I braced that leg and right there, and he, you see, these fellas bend way the hell over. They're way out of, they have to come up. And when they have a line drive serve, there isn't that much time by the time you straighten out
To get up again.
and start back. And that's why a lot of them were left corner, left
You
side
didn't really,
corner.
I never saw you, you didn't really bend an awful lot, did you?
No, I stay up correct.
Pretty much erect, and you hit that 45 degree.
Yeah, like I told you, when I serve,
Yeah.
I would never bend here.
Yeah.
I told you, I take it here, and I
Yeah.
always used to drop it. See? And it always comes back, I know it from the height, it comes back to a certain height. Like as a drop step, I didn't even have to look at the ball. And I could hit it,
Either way.
and I would say 99% of the time I could make contact with the ball. Because it was at the same height, and my arm was parallel.
So you hit it either way for the hop, and you hit it 3 different speeds.
Yeah, it all depends who you were playing.
What'd you like to use against Vic? Where's your product?
Sliders.
On the wall.
Yeah. I keep maneuvering him until I saw he was one foot off the center, the court.
Then you go the other way.
Then I was here, and then I throw the ball down the right wall. Because he had a bend over swing side hand. He couldn't stand up and swing.
He had to get in the crouch and go down.
Yeah,
and
right,
after.
yeah, right. So all that takes is split seconds, fractions of a split second. But like I say, when he serves, by the time he was reaching out, and the ball was crossing the short line already, and I just went, whoom. He looked at me.
Usually hit it before he gets straightened up and get there.
That's
what
right,
you're saying.
yeah. We went on an exhibition tour in Ohio one time. Johnny Hills, he was the physical director of the Columbus Athletic Club at the time. He arranged about 4 spots that we went to, different towns, you know. And we played, and when I got him in a smaller course, it was easier.
He was used to the big court.
Yeah, oh yeah. In a smaller court, I would go
Yeah.
whip the ball front side.
I think in the note you wrote to me that he came to Buffalo one time and beat you in an exhibition match.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then you arranged a little fight and you never lost again.
No. In fact, I could have shut him out the last time I played him, but my partner Jimmy up there shook his head.
No.
I let it off the hook. He says, "There's no sense of
Oh, you don't want to do
that, you know." But I was hot for him that day. They just got.
You didn't like to lose too much,
No,
did you?
no. Well, I just wanted him to know and respect me as much as I respected him. And he knew it in the end.
Yeah. Well, he had an unbelievable record with all that one wall,
Well,
3 wall.
If you count the deal that I got from when he had to sit out that hour,
Yeah.
I counted that for a win for myself. And I didn't get it, but officially I know I had him beat. And the next 2 times I played him, I beat him. And nobody else did. And
Nobody
so
else did?
No, not in his prime.
Yeah.
But it's just, everybody has certain characteristics, Jeff. You can look for them, and they're repetitive. Give them a roundhouse serve, and they're bending over, and they'll go to the right corner, right wall, front corner, like that, you know. And I'm sitting there waiting for it already. Because,
Yeah, I heard from Collins and also said you had unbelievably good anticipation.
That-
Way ahead. You were there before the guy even hit it there usually.
that's what helped me
Everyone else
was
told me that.
my feet.
You had to because
Yeah,
of
that's
the bad
right, I
feet.
had to make up something in my own favor.
Yeah.
I could move if I had to run, But I didn't want to do that type of running because actually halfway through the game, I'd have been huffing and puffing and losing control of the ball game and everything else. It's the guy that stands up in that short line 2 foot behind, he's going to run the ball game. If he's smart enough.
There's guys like Haber, when he was in his prime, Paul, I saw him play a match down in Memphis State where I thought one of the best players I'd ever seen played him. All he did was have that ball 1 inch from the wall down both sides.
Well,
I never saw control like that in my life. The ball would come down 1 inch from the wall, come down 1 inch from the wall, come down 1 inch from the wall. Just
right down all the way.
I never saw anybody control a ball that well. Now that was later on, but he had developed incredible. I couldn't believe what I saw that one time. So he never bothered to kill him. He had a great kill shot, never used it.
You didn't have to because he had the
with that kind of control he had.
and enough power on it that you had to reach. If you got to reach for a ball, you're not going to do nothing with it.
Going back to your gloves, you used a horsehide glove with the extra glued on.
Yeah,
the extra
right.
thickness is glued on
top, right.
And you liked a hard glove because you got more impact on it.
Right. I'm that type of a swinger. So with a soft glove, the ball is cushioned into the glove. In other words, you got to use your regular arm power into it. This here way, what I did, I used a wrist snap. And when she hit the hard surface, the ball would take off fast.
Do you think you got more hop on the ball on a horsehide than you would have on the deerskin?
No, the softer one would have made
more hop.
Oh yeah, I put a pair on one time when I was years ago. The glove wraps right around. You can feel it.
You could really make it dig and hop much more.
I would stay in the center of the court, hit it right past me, and I could hit the left wall.
From the center of the court on a return?
That's right, on a straight.
Let me just understand this again. You could serve the ball at the short line in the middle.
Right.
The ball would just miss you and kick all the way to the sidewalk.
Yeah, that's right, if you let it go to full, without hitting it high.
Without what?
Without, if they didn't hit it, just let it break.
Oh yeah,
naturally. Yeah, right.
Just,
so
if nobody was there in the court.
It would be 9 to 10 foot. Bust.
It's hard to believe anybody
moved
that far.
You can make it.
Either way.
No.
Oh, this is the regular hop.
Yeah.
That would kick towards the left wall.
Yeah.
How about the reverse hop?
Well, it wouldn't break that much. No, I could get
today, of course, you hadn't played today.
6 foot.
Today you were getting a bigger jump on your reverse than you were on the
right,
regular.
yeah, well that's...
But in normal, that's because you haven't played.
Right.
But normally you could make the regular hop jump straight.
This here one there, it's good for 5 or 6 foot, but it's no sense of making them break that far.
Were you able to do that with the old black ball, the seamless rubber?
Oh yeah.
Just think what you could do with this ball, which is a little more resilient. This is a softer ball.
To me, it's hard.
Well, yeah, it is. It's hard to anybody.
Oh man.
But compared to the old black ball,
the softer the ball, the more you know, grip.
Yeah.
And she'll flatten out more against the wall. And as she flattens out, she becomes elliptical.
And you got more surface on the wall.
And then she springs out, and the spin is reversed.
One of the things I remember so vividly in the 50s when I got hit, or when another guy got hit with the old black seamless rubber,
you
get hard, you had a big red welt about that big that lasted a week, and then it turned purple and yellow and orange and stuff for another week. Now you can get hit with that thing.
You don't get nothing.
Well, you get a red welt that lasts 20 minutes, and it's gone, which means this is much more resilient to me.
Years ago, we were playing doubles at the Y, and I hit this fellow. He was about 250, 6'2", 6'3". He was on the right side there, and I took the ball off the back wall. I caught him. No, not here. I caught him in the thigh.
Yeah, with a lot of hop on it.
Well, I had a good wham, you know. I didn't see him for a week. Then I see him come in, he's got a cane downstairs, and he had more colors in his thigh than the rainbow had.
Well, that ball had an awful lot of hop on it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
what I was gonna suggest here, or ask here, was that I noticed in your notes that when you won the juniors, was it from Eddie Lynn's?
Eddie Lenz, yeah.
You got hit in the third game in the groin, and you
Yeah.
went to the floor. That happened to me once. I didn't get up and around for a couple days, but you went right back up and won.
Yeah, but I was out like a fish.
Yeah, I was too.
I never
But later
wore
on,
support.
you didn't. Well, you had another accident. After that, you didn't wear a supporter
No, I never did.
for all the rest of the
No.
years. That to me, that's.
No, I tried, but one time, I don't know what it was. I went like this here, and
Yeah, scissored yourself.
yeah, they got squeezed over, and I let out a roar. So,
So you just couldn't wear the supporters after
no,
that.
that was the end of that.
How far back was that when that happened?
Oh,
About what year?
probably in the 30s.
Still in the 30s?
Yeah,
So all of those, you won a number of national titles with those supporter
no support. I think some of the pictures they took, that
Life magazine.
Life magazine's got somebody had a movie in there.
Oh yeah.
Because they were playing it out at the airport when we were going home.
From that day, yeah.
Yeah. And somebody said, "Who won?" And I said, "I did." And he looked at him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's a real privilege for me to talk to you, Walter. I've heard about you for years. I've thought about you for years. From all the things Don Kenlin said, and I asked Jimmy Jacobs about you. That's who said that.
Yeah, I met Jimmy a couple times. We had him.
He said
here.
he'd seen you when you were playing well. He said you had the best hops he'd ever seen in his life, and you had unbelievable anticipation. One of the headiest players he'd ever seen. So he was very complimentary in that respect. He didn't understand how you hit the ball, because when he described it to me, it's nothing like what you're saying. So he really didn't understand. He did say, though, that nobody could read your hops. But I think I understand why they couldn't. Now, you couldn't see it.
Well,
Yeah, you had it.
I figured that one out. If you stand exposed like that, you could have the biggest hook in the world breaking that way and all that.
They'll all see it.
Yeah, they take a walk. And
How good a player was Dewey Southern? He's kind of, is he still alive, do you know?
I haven't any idea, no.
I'd really like to know. I heard so much about him too, with all his acrobatics.
Yeah.
Somebody said to me, if the guy had quit jumping around and doing all the gymnastics in the court, he might have been a fantastic player.
There was some other player that Schaffelberg used to have in Detroit there. Oh, similar to what you're describing. Dewey Southern there. He could run up the side walls there. Bancroft.
Bancroft?
Yeah. Yeah, well, he was like a legend. I'm pretty sure that was his name. But anyhow, you ask some of the old timers, they can tell you. But he was a good athlete. He was a good golfer. Anything you tried, he was very good at. Boxing, he got hell knocked out of him, so he quit.
Let me tell you, there aren't many old timers around. You know, we lost my old friend and ex-tournament partner, Joe Ardito. We played in several tournaments together, won a couple, believe it or not. And there aren't that many guys that around can describe and talk about it. I saw Wally Norowski, who remembers you well. And, you know, Kenny has been retired for a while. I don't know why. He went out and was a damn good player.
Yeah, he went to Phoenix.
Yeah, he was still playing great ball when he quit.
Well,
Gus
never
says-
had no, yeah.
Yeah, Kenny was never hurt or anything.
No,
he
no.
was, I thought Kenny sometimes was, he was the smartest and a very, very nice gentleman. You know,
He was.
very-
Kenny and I got along real good.
Well, of those players, well, I appreciate you taking the time out. I want to get some of this on tape and figure out what we did say or what I learned. I'm not sure. It's a little late for me, but I want to be able to tell other people about what I heard and what you told me.
Well, I'll
So,
tell you, Chuck, I had one good friend, and you're the other one.
Well, took a long time to find you and hear about you. And,
Well, you never forgot about
well,
me.
Steve Subic remembers you. He saw you
Steve,
one time.
yeah, Steve was a little ball player.
And, so we'll, I'll show this to some of the people. They know you're still around, and it'd be kind of nice if you showed up some of these, a couple of these national tournaments here.
I was thinking about that.
If you beat this thing, and you know damn well you
Yeah.
will, you know, I don't know why, you ought to be able to come to some of these tournaments, and we get some things set up for you. I think that You've been kind of isolated out here for a long time, and that's got to change.
Well,
There's so much you can tell us and so much you can show us yet, and the stories you've got of some of the history belongs in the lore. And we'll have to just have more contact and get it going. Guys like Mike Dow and Bob Peters and the rest of these fellows.
those fellows that were listed on that letter
Yeah.
you said there, are they all on that?
Oh, well,
Handball
Bill
committee?
Smithberg, I sent him a copy. He's chairman of Quake Roads.
Oh, yeah.
Damn good handball player. Bob
Yeah.
Peters, the executive secretary,
Yeah.
but he's on it. Mike Dow, who coaches at the Lakeshore Academy, or Lake Forest College.
College there, right?
He's the coach there, and you know he's brought out some beautiful young guys from college.
Yeah, they had
tip
some nice ball players up there.
Tip top. He's the best trainer, I guess, and coach there is. Plays pretty damn good game himself. And he heads up the committee. I know Steve's on it, and I know, I don't know, there's a list of about 10 or 12. Oh yeah, that's Steve Subik's letter you're talking
Yeah,
about.
right.
Yeah, those fellows are all on the committee and stuff.
Committee, yeah.
So you know some of them, I guess,
Yeah,
and they,
yeah.
a lot of them remember you, and I would ask you this, Walter, if you get the chance, if you've got any more stuff down in the basement that you can dig up that shed some light on some of these old tournaments and some of the players and some of the things.
Well, I got a lot of those Ace magazines down there.
Well, I think they've got an index of those.
Those
at the,
too,
but if there's anything else from
I can when I just was glancing, I went through what I had here. I bundled them up year by year
yeah.
to make it easier because they were all intertwined, you know. And I open it up and look here and bring back quick memories. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Well, we'll sign off here. You're our first and one of our greatest national champs.
Well,
And it's got to be understood and known because you hit the ball so unusual, so different, and you were so effective with what you had that it's something that has to be studied to be understood. We'll have to go back and look at it. Okay, thank you much. We'll take this.
all right.